What's poppin', monster lovers? It's me, MT, and welcome back to the Heavy Spoiler Show, y'all. This is gonna be a breakdown of the new Super Bowl trailer for Godzilla x Kong The New Empire. So let's just go ahead and jump into this thing. And hey, real quick, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, or maybe even consider subscribing. And also, for just 99 cents a month, you can become a member of this channel and get early access to all of our videos before everybody else. Like, it is honestly the best way to leave us a tip if you guys want to support what we do here on this channel. But no pressure, we're just glad that you took the time to hang with us. The trailer starts off with a narration by Rebecca Hall's Dr. Eileen Andrews returning from her first appearance in 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong. In that narration, she reveals that the titans that emerge from the Hollow Earth mainly exist to protect nature, while the Kong species have evolved to protect humanity, which is very much in line with what we've seen established in previous MonsterVerse films like Godzilla King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island. In Godzilla King of the Monsters, Dr. Emma Russell works together with eco-terrorist Alan Jonah in order to harness the nature-healing power that titans naturally emit from their body as radiation. And in the aftermath of that movie, we learned that a bunch of previously dead or dying areas across the world were now experiencing flourishing vegetation and newly revived ecosystems as a direct result of all of those titans responding to the summons of King Ghidorah. Like, titans were very much meant to work together with the planet in order for life to prosper, with Godzilla being Mother Nature's greatest warrior. Kong and his species, on the other hand, grew to have a strong bond with humanity after most of their race were cast out of the Hollow Earth after apparently losing a war with Godzilla species a long-ass time ago. This distinction is important here because it also serves to explain why Godzilla and Kong are heavily associated with blue and orangey yellow energies respectively. Like I've gone over in my previous MonsterVerse videos, because Godzilla is supposed to be the guardian of Mother Earth, Godzilla typically glows with the blue glow from the Hollow Earth, and all of Godzilla's marketing material matches that blue theme. And because Kong is meant to protect humanity, Kong is typically associated with the human Earth sun. So those energy colors were meant to represent the realms that they are mainly concerned with the most. Godzilla with the actual terrain of the planet and the Hollow Earth beneath, and Kong with the humanity that lives above that terrain under the glow of the orange-yellow sun. The first shot of the trailer is the one that we saw from the initial Godzilla x Kong trailer, where we see an armored Kong emerging from what looks to be a subterranean Hollow Earth portal located somewhere in Egypt, as implied by this pyramid structure here. This potential Egyptian Hollow Earth portal could have been actually teased all the way back in 2019's Godzilla King of the Monsters, specifically when Mark Russell is looking through Monarch's database of Titan locations around the planet. I did a really great breakdown of all these locations that you can check out here, with Monarch's Outpost 65 being revealed to be the monitoring site for the Titan segment. And since Monarch Legacy of Monsters established that Titans will usually be spotted around these Hollow Earth Vile Vortex entrances, what we're seeing at the beginning of this trailer could be this hidden Vile Vortex that the Titan segment originally emerged from, a vortex that Monarch had likely yet to discover. However, there's also a chance here that these structures were built by another culture outside of Egypt, possibly even by the mysterious tribe of human Hollow Earth natives that Gia will apparently be sharing a strong connection with in this movie. But speaking of Gia, the trailer continues by showing us Gia bored as hell sitting in a modern-day American classroom, very much out of her usual element as she spent most of her life with the Iwi people on Skull Island. But what's super interesting about Gia here is that this trailer seems to imply that Gia's mind is freaking out in response to her brain developing a bit of a Titan tingle, almost like a sixth sense like the ones Titans like Godzilla and Kong have inside of them naturally in order to be able to detect the presence of Titans hundreds of miles away. But in this trailer, we learn from Dr. Andrews that a mysterious signal is interfering with Gia's brainwaves, an interference that appears to manifest in the form of dreamlike visions. And in her clearly foreboding vision, she sees ash from a nuclear fallout rain around her classroom, while a nearby clock that reads 1313 glitches out, with 13 of course being the most unlucky number of all. But as that clock glitches, we can see that the digital numbers briefly turn into the image of 3 red triangles, a piece of triple triangle imagery that we see later on at the very end of Gia's vision. 3 triangles very likely meant to represent 3 pyramids, with those pyramids likely associated with the mysterious tribe of people in this trailer. But during these actual flashes of premonitions themselves, we can see imagery of Gia reaching out towards an unseen glowing entity, followed by what looks to be Gia's eyeball. But reflected within that very eyeball is what appears to be the Titan Mothra. And I know what you're thinking, MT, come on now, that can't be Mothra. Mothra got absolutely absolutely obliterated by King Ghidorah in Godzilla King of the Monsters, remember? And while that is true, the end credits of that movie did reveal the existence of a new Mothra egg having been found by Monarch agents, very much meant to tease the rise of a new Mothra in this movie. We actually do see a Mothra egg in this trailer as it sets off a blue glow when reacting to Trapper's touch. But why exactly could Gia be experiencing these visions? Like, why 3 pyramids? Like, what is the significance of pyramids in this movie? Well, while that isn't exactly clear just yet, I have a strong feeling that Gia is having these visions because Godzilla x Kong is about to reveal Gia to be an adaptation of 2 classic characters from the classic Godzilla and Mothra movies called the Shobijin. Making their debut in the 1961 Mothra film, the Shobijin are a set of telepathic twins who had a strong connection with the Titan Mothra, and were meant to speak on Mothra's behalf. And seeing as this trailer and the trailer before it appear to tease Gia as an important figure to these tribespeople, combined with the fact that we see the image of Mothra reflected within Gia's eyes, I'm willing to make the very safe bet that the entity at the top of this super tall, red glowing staircase that we see Gia reaching out to is in fact a newly reborn Mothra herself, with the tribespeople revering Mothra like a goddess, because much like we saw in Godzilla King of the Monsters, Mothra is no stranger to being worshipped within pyramid-like structures, as the very beginning of that movie reveals a Mothra egg to have been stored within an ancient pyramid-shaped ziggurat in China. So I very much suspect these tribespeople to be one of these Mothra-worshipping cultures as well. And throughout the course of this movie, we will likely see Gia erected as some type of Mothra priestess, capable of tapping into Mothra's own brainwaves in order to be able to decipher Mothra's telepathic messages, much like the Shobijin were able to do in the past. And this also sort of makes sense considering Gia's name, as the name Gia literally means beautiful in Chinese. This is significant here because the term Shobijin literally means small beauties. So considering Gia's young age, Gia herself is literally a small beauty, which is an excellent piece of foreshadowing by director Adam Wingard, who previously worked on Godzilla vs. Kong. Like, I have a strong feeling that the mysterious red energy that this Mothra-worshipping Iwi-esque tribe seems to be familiar with is the same type of energy that rained on Godzilla when Mothra was vaporized in Godzilla 2. Because when Godzilla absorbed that radiation, he was able to briefly unlock his burning Godzilla form to completely annihilate King Ghidorah. So there could be a chance here that Godzilla appears red in this movie as a result of absorbing the red energy that appears to be abundant in the region that these tribespeople live in. But anyways, as Gia's visions continue, we see Godzilla letting out a massive nuclear pulse after being shot at by military planes, followed by this overhead shot of a blue energy explosion in the middle of a city that occurs right next to the Scar King, as a red Godzilla does battle against the Titan Shimo, a crystal-themed Titan that was initially teased as a cave painting in a Call of Duty Warzone crossover with the Monsterverse. Internet rumors suggest that the Scar King will have found a way of controlling this devastating Titan in order to expand his bloody monkey empire. And it looks like we can see Kong even deflecting one of Shimo's blasts with his axe after Shimo emerges from the shadows in the trailer. Like, I for one literally would have had no idea Shimo even existed if it wasn't for my boy Paul. So shoutouts to the spoiler legend himself for that one. But another thing that Paul noticed was that at some point during the movie, Kong will have one of his top teeth knocked out and replaced with a metal one. Probably around the same time, Kong's arm gets his super sweet cybernetic augmentation by Monarch. So something tells me that your boy Kong is about to get seriously messed up by the Scar King and Shimo, because I believe that that Kong armor isn't just meant to act as high-tech brass knuckles, but might also serve as an arm brace for Kong after he sustained some pretty bad injuries during his initial confrontation with the Scar King. But regardless, we do see Kong getting his revenge on the Scar King for knocking his tooth out by doing the exact same thing to him, as one of Scar King's teeth nearly crushes some nearby pedestrians to death later on in the trailer. Then the vision ends with Titan energy blasts destroying Rio de Janeiro, followed by the blue eyes of the Scar King transitioning to the glowing blue eyes of Shimo, surrounded by these 3 pyramids. But anyways, as the trailer continues, the screen does a quick glitch before showing us the production logos, and when it does, a distorted green Monarch computer screen can be seen. The same screen that can be seen behind Dan Stevens' Trapper when Eileen Andrews asks him if he wants to take a ride. Then, as audio from Dr. Andrews starts talking about the mysterious signal of the movie, we get this shot of a helicopter flying over a large body of water with a series of pillars placed near the shore, only to learn a little later that these pillars function as a means to artificially trigger the opening of a vile vortex portal to the Hollow Earth dimension. But later on in the trailer, we do see this portal near Brazil's Christ the Redeemer statue going a little haywire, with a blue beam seemingly shooting outwards from the portal into the sky, creating a similar type of electromagnetic storm around Rio de Janeiro that we saw in Monarch Legacy of Monsters when a young Leland Shaw made his first trip through one of these vortexes. So it does appear that some type of disturbance is going to happen that is going to cause this specific vortex to go out of control and set off a crazy destructive gravity storm in its wake. This vortex in Brazil is likely located at Monarch Outpost 58, as Godzilla King of the Monsters revealed Rio de Janeiro to be the home of the Titan Behemoth. So that vortex is likely where Behemoth emerged from. But anyways, after we get this shot of a seismograph recording earthquakes undoubtedly caused by the emergence of Titans from the Hollow Earth, we get this shot of Gia in her bedroom telepathically detecting the mysterious signal that her mother Eileen Andrews is talking about. And when we do, we can also see that Gia has placed a dream catcher on her bedroom wall. A great little detail to show just how much Gia is desperately wanting to get a grasp on the crazy weird dreams that she's been having. But anyways, the trailer continues with Dan Stevens' Trapper piloting what looks like Monarch's version of a Hollow Earth aerial vehicle, as they follow Kong through the vortex into the Hollow Earth, with Trapper warning Bertie Hayes not to swallow his tongue, which definitely reminded me of when Nathan Lind gave Maya Simmons a bag to vomit in before their own trip to the Hollow Earth in Godzilla vs. Kong. And much like that Godzilla vs. Kong trip to the Hollow Earth, Bernie Hayes freaks out at the warp speed light show that comes during his interdimensional travel between these two planes of existence. Then the trailer continues by showing us Kong running into what Bernie Hayes refers to as a mini Kong, but whose real name is actually Suko, as revealed by Godzilla x Kong action figures. From the looks of things, it appears that Suko is hoping Kong will be able to liberate the Kong species from being held captive under the reign of the Scar King, which causes Suko to lead Kong to his people and an inevitable face-off with the Scar King himself. A fight that sees Kong getting his monkey ass kicked and his monkey hand cut by Scar King's insane handle on his Titan vertebrae turned weapon, which is super badass and shows just how sentient and smart the Scar King has evolved to be, because it is that very cunning mind that has undoubtedly made him the Alpha Titan amongst the Kong race. And it appears that the members of Kong species the most loyal to the Scar King will have a red streak painted on their chest. A red streak that we can see most prominently during this shot of mini Kong Suko yeeting a big ass rock into one of these apes' faces in rebellion against Scar King's rule. These red markings on these apes appear to be a symbolic extension of the Scar King's large red handprint insignia that can be seen on this cliffside here, basically implying that whoever bears these red markings are the property of the Scar King. But anyways, as the trailer nears to a close, we hear Trapper saying that Godzilla and Kong don't have to like each other in order to work together, very much pointing to the Lethal Weapon buddy cop dynamic that director Adam Wingard revealed was a major inspiration for this movie. Like, these two straight up do not like each other at all when they meet up again in Godzilla x Kong, but they will learn to put their differences aside when the Scar King comes to party, with the trailer ending with the two of them seemingly letting out victorious cries of friendship, as best bros are prone to do. Like, this movie is basically just Step Brothers, but with monsters. Step monsters. Those two will be building a Titan bunk bed together in no time. But anyways, that is it for this breakdown of the Godzilla x Kong Super Bowl trailer. What did you guys think of this? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you guys for this movie? Because I've got to say, I think I'm on a fresh like 8 or 9, man. But anyways, you can follow me at Mastertainment on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or wherever I am on the internet, especially on the Guardians of the Galaxy podcast, where me and my friends just talk about nerd stuff in the most goofy way possible. But most importantly, do not forget to subscribe to Heavy Spoilers, and when you do, don't forget to hit that bell so that you can get notifications every time we upload a video. And leave us a thumbs up, why don't you? It's quick and easy, and it will make me happy on the inside. Anyways, thanks again for watching. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.